Oh. Hello again. It is me. Alright, we're going to talk about an idea that I got on my walk today. Something that I've played with from time to time, but I usually haven't really set it into something. I wrote it back at work one day, and now let's bring it to light. So, the beginning is the hardest now, though in hindsight, it's the easiest. So, the beginning stages of what it is that you want to pursue, the beginning stages of what you want to obtain, the very beginning is actually the easiest point, the easiest path. It's going to be the easiest. Though at the moment, when you want to go out and pursue it and achieve it, it is physically, mentally, spiritually the hardest thing you'll have to do. And the reason why I come to this is because I reflected on a point where I had a business for 18 months. And at around the 15 to 18 month threshold, I looked at my current state of the business. I had responsibilities that nobody else had. I had so many responsibilities that I didn't know what to make of them. You know, I had to send the DMs. I had to hop onto the sales call. I had to do this. I had to send the tweets. I had to write. I had to read. I had to send the DMs. I had to post the tweets. You know, I had all kinds of responsibilities at that point. And from the 15-month to 18-month threshold, now from where I was at that point, I had to do so much more in order to maintain it, help it grow, and build from there. You know, from that point on, I had to do so much more effort and so much more work. And a lot of things, a lot of responsibilities came my way as a result of having built it up to that point. However, when I was at that 15 to 18 month threshold, I reflected so often on what my state was like at the very beginning. You know, when I actually did want to decide to build a business, when I did want to do this, when I did want to start tweeting and copywriting and becoming a fitness weight loss coach and becoming an ex-growth guru, right? I had all of these thoughts. But as I wrote down here, I think, you know, at the very beginning, it's the hardest perceptually, like in your perception, it is the hardest because you don't have the resources. You have no idea what you're doing. All you have is a little idea and a little bit of motivation to run by. And so, you know, you don't know how to copyright. You don't know how to become a fitness coach. You don't know how to help other people grow their tweets and comment under, you don't have the information. So therefore it is the hardest because you have to go out and actually get that information. So that way you can start persisting and you can start growing and building that foundation. And so as a result of that, you need to trade off your time. You know, you need to give up a very sacred source of use. You know, you have to get rid of your time. You put your resources and your head into something that you believe in, and therefore you start attacking at it. And the reason why I say it's easiest now is because you don't have the responsibilities at month 1 compared to the person that you are with the foundation, with the building, with the business at month 15 to 18. You don't have those responsibilities. You know, you're actually building your way up to gaining those responsibilities at the beginning. And, you know, you have something like inspiration to run by. You have things like small wins that you can feel more fulfilled in the act of doing more and more and more. You know, you get a lot of positive reinforcements that inspires you to just continue on because you're embraced and embedded into your vision. You know, at that very beginning point, you have so much energy to run by because you feel like you can conquer the world within those first 5 to 6 months. And so, though it is in your perception the hardest because you have to work your hardest, it's actually the easiest because of what you need to do, what comes your way, and how it is that you blindly go through those challenges in the first 5 to 6 months. However, over a course of time, once you have now solidified your building, once you've solidified your foundation and you understand your responsibilities and your core values and your principles, then that's actually when things get a lot more challenging, because you start comparing the 18-month guy to the month 2 guy, and you clearly notice a gap in responsibilities and things that you have to do. Month 18, he has to be the everything, right? He has to be the guy with the responsibilities. He has to be the one that sends the DMs. He has to be the one that tells other people, or he's the one that makes the payments or sets the groups, or has the meetings or whatever it is, right? He has to be the one that does everything. But then when you compare yourself to when you first started in the beginning, and well, all you had to do was research copywriting for an hour. All you had to do was read these books. All you had to do was write this thing. All you had to do was write this tweet, and then the next day you'll get better, and the next day you'll get better, and the next day you'll get better. So my point is with this is that this is something I tend to struggle with myself recently, because it feels like there's a lot of cycles in life where you have to go through the same challenges again, so that way you can then overcome them, even though they're challenges that you overcame in the past. And so the reason I not only tell you this, but also telling myself this at the same time, because you've likely overcame this problem in the first place, and now it's up to you to overcome it once again. And so I'm telling you now because this is something I'm dealing with at the moment, where what you're doing at the current moment, the place that you want to get to, yes, it's by its nature extremely tough to get to it, because it's uncertain. You have no idea where you're going. There's challenges that come by. You don't feel inspired to take action, but you have that vision. And what I'm trying to get to it now is that you're at the very beginning of it. The very beginning is by far the easiest, because all you need is just a slight positive reinforcement. All you need are a few wins when you don't want to do something, but you decide to do it anyway. Not only that, you're at the most free you'll ever be, because you have free authority and a free scope of all sort of ranges and all sort of places where you can post whatever it is that you want to post. You can create what it is that you want to create, because there's not much of a lens on you at the moment. And so right now, it is by far the easiest it will ever be. Though it is tough, and I'm not disregarding the challenges that you're facing at the moment. I understand it's uncertain. You have no idea whether this is going to pay off. You're deciding what to do. You're trying to figure out what's mostly you and what fully honors your authenticity and fully honors your values and what you actually enjoy doing. But you won't understand it if you don't decide to take action in the first place. Understand, yes, it is hard. Yes, it is hard now. However, the hard that will come does not compare to how hard it is now. Because when you reflect, when you do have the big empire, the big building, the big business, the big podcast, the great body, you will reflect when you first started and realize you had it so much easier compared to where you're at now. So be at ease with the fact that it is actually easiest right now. And that gives me so much more security and so much more ease and peace of mind, because all I have to do is just stay consistent, stay mindful. And eventually, over a long course of time, I know I'm going to reflect back when I have the things that I want, or you have the things that you want. And you'll think, actually wasn't so bad at the beginning. So I leave that with you. This has been the Eccentric Mind Podcast with George Hernandez. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today, and I hope you have an amazing day.